Hello, greetings and salutations. Welcome back to the BFC. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room right now.
Consistent all day. These throws into the end zones, the officiating crews have let them battle it out.
2nd and 10. Allen steps up and throws an interception. Patrick Peterson. And in this heavyweight bout, the Vikings with the knockout blow. The Vikings win the game of the year.
And that they did. And listen, we were lucky to even be in that position. I'm going to just say it. And I got a lot of slack for saying this, but like the truth is that was one of the best games I've watched as a football fan and one of the worst games I've watched as a Bills fan, especially with that lead that we had. And we got away, I got to say, with a lot of pass interference that was not called. And we're lucky that they didn't review that catch because that, in my opinion, was not a catch on that final drive. But man, what the hell? You know, we have some soul searching to do, but it's not over. We're only halfway through the year, and I think that these guys are going to rebound. But man, kudos to any of you Vikings fans out there. You really stuck it to us nicely. All right, let's get into some other stuff here. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Cyberluck, CYBL. On November 11th, they did release this series of tweets, and they have a lot to share with us. They haven't yet. Obviously, there's a lot of things going on, but the Cyberluck's business update, why they've been in a blackout mode, the technology, the partnerships, the new markets they're serving, book business pipeline, acquisitions, tons of stuff. And, their newly announced Cyberluck's defense unit. So, and yes, there is this that they just put out. They had to postpone their filings until tomorrow. We're supposed to get these filings tomorrow. But it says right up top, they don't have certain approvals on specific disclosures we intend to make in our quarter 3 filing. But listen, they're in stealth mode. That's how they operate, and they want 100% certainty. So, listen, I think that I need to remind myself, and a lot of us need to remind ourselves, and I'm not wavering in Cyberluck whatsoever, but remind yourself of why you're investing in the first place. And I'm going to share why I am, which I've done before. Look at this. This was their second quarter results, the quarterly revenue of 8.31. And $3 million for the quarter ending June 30th for the net income. But it's not just about the numbers, all right? Compared to other OTCs and what they're doing, all right? These guys are setting themselves up for success. But look at the quarter-on-quarter growth and the year-on-year growth. That's where it really matters. And so I want a company that has products. I want a company that has a vision. I want a company that can lay things out and has communication with their shareholders. That's what these guys are doing. Yes, is it frustrating that the yield sign is still on? Of course, I understand that. I think that they're involved in a lot. Especially with the munition drones, especially with the Ukraine situation, and especially with the Department of Defense. So I think this is one that is absolutely worth staying patient for. I'm long on this one. I do have 1 million plus shares of it. I do plan on flipping some of those. I am holding more than 500,000 long term. That's one thing I'm going to do. But this is a time to load up. I have accumulated, like I said, more than 1 million. Now my accumulation is now going to focus on Ilus because I want to get to that 500,000 mark in the next month or so. But, anybody that's wavering in this, this isn't financial advice, but really zoom out and look at the bigger picture and know that you're investing in a company that actually has products and has revenue and has many employees, 80 employees plus, if I'm correct. I might be wrong. Somebody can correct me on that, but these guys are setting themselves up for a strong performance in the future, and I'm glad that I am invested in them. So if you have any comments about CYBL or questions, put them down below because we can learn more about this together. Let's get into a little bit of Ilist now. All right, so check this out. This is from the interview that I had with JP, and I'm asking him about financials and revenue and what his thoughts are moving forward. So far this year, all right, your numbers look strong. You guys have completed the audit. And you even included the first 2 quarters of this year in said audit. In quarter 2, 19.6 million in revenue, 1.1 million in net profit, 55 million in assets, and 9.6 million in working capital. Where do you ultimately see Ilist International in regards to revenues, profitability, and overall valuation by year's end and projected onto 2023?
Yeah, well, we grew in Q3 as well, so that'll be evident soon. We're always looking to increase both revenue and profits. We're in the midst of a strong Q4, and I would expect an increase in revenue at this stage. So I would say we're still on track to reach our revenue run rate for the year. Financial performance, of course, is hugely important for us, and we are delivering on that front. I mean, that is evident. We've got audited financials and things like that, but we've only been going for 7 quarters. So, yeah, and that's why it was really important for us to get PCAOB audited to show that we have valuable businesses in our group already. And think about why we were becoming fully reporting. You could actually argue all it does is actually create extra work for us. But there has to be a very significant reason why we've taken that specific step. And that's what leads us into 2023. So, I mean, up until now, our focus has been on putting a launch pad in place for astonishing growth in the future. Our focus hasn't really been specifically revenue, even though we're doing 20 million a quarter or thereabouts already. So what you'll see in 2023 is us operating from a whole new level in terms of deals and their associated revenue. As I said earlier, the Ilus now is not the Ilus of 2023. So it's almost irrelevant to assess the future from your current point of view. But if I had to give you a forecast since you've asked, I would conservatively expect us to do upwards of 300 million revenue in 2023. But again, that's my personal view, right? But with the deals we have on the table, it's also possible to do much, much, much more than that. So, at our annual shareholders meeting, we'll talk in more detail about our forecasts. And I think at that point, you'll have more visibility of where we are at by then. And you'll see clearly for yourselves why huge revenue potential is possible for the business.
And after this, he did put out a letter, revenue increasing by more than 80% since this time last year. That they've grown, over 50 million in revenue so far this year, 150 million in confirmed purchase orders, and 220 million in expected orders. All right, the Form 10 is being filed. They're going to be fully reporting, by the 20th of December of this year. 4 countries with, 4 countries with several million square feet of manufacturing space, and they're expanding to a further 3 countries. So there'll be 7 countries, and they have 6 acquisitions completed already, and several agreed to. So they are waiting to pull the trigger on a lot of things, and they're going to be sharing those things with us, and I can't wait as they do. Now, let's look at what they had. They just released, actually it was a day early, they released their financials, and third quarter revenue, net profit, assets increased by 550%, 203%, and 187% respectively. Revenue, 20.4 million in revenue, 1.1 million in net profit, and $77 million in assets. Anybody that thinks these guys aren't going in the right direction is crazy. The proof is in the DD. There it is. And let's look at this other quote from JP. Our third quarter results illustrate the enormous progress we have made as a business in the last year. However, we are already in the midst of an even stronger fourth quarter. Over the last few months, we have consolidated and strengthened key areas of our business to prepare ourselves for the exciting strategic moves ahead. We now look forward to announcing several exciting deals in line with these strategic moves over the coming weeks. I can't wait to see what they have in the pipeline. It's going to be great. It is absolutely going to be great. And these guys have only scratched the surface, and they're very young. They're a young global conglomerate. They're in their infancy, and I can't wait to see it when they turn 21. I can't wait to have a beer with Ilist when they turn 21, because they're probably going to be raking in billions upon billions of dollars, which is what they're setting out to do, multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. And they've always said that. And not to forget, they are going to the OTCQB. They're not going to sit on the OTC forever, on the pink sheets. It's not going to happen. They want to organically get to the NASDAQ, and I think it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. When you just feel it? I could feel it with these guys. That's why I've invested what I've invested with them. And I want to remind people, all right, look at this from their financial statement. Cost of goods sold. These guys are already selling products, all right? They already have contracts. These, like I said about CYBL, I'm investing in a company that has products, that has services, that is offering something for humanity, especially with these guys, with fire prevention and wildfire safety. And like the vision that they have is there. So that sells me on it, the fact that they're going to create positivity for our world, as well as make us a lot of money in the process. So, and if you haven't heard, they did announce yesterday the shareholder meetup, an informative and celebratory event not to be missed. Space is limited for those wishing to attend in person, so book your place now if you wish to join us in Miami on the 27th of January 2023. I probably can't make it due to work obligations. I'm going to try to. I'm going to see what I could do. I'd like to pull some strings to get down there. I really, really, really would. Those of you that are going, I wish you all the best and have fun, and maybe I will see you there. Like I said, I'm going to let you guys know first if I will be going or not. But look, hashtag ERT, hashtag NASDAQ. I'm looking for these little cues. Celebratory. It's going to be a party. If Jordan Hug is there, it's definitely going to be a party. So listen, that's all I got for you guys. You have a wonderful day. And remember, there's more that binds us than breaks us. You guys have a good one. Peace.